Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, it's Irad. Today we are going to talk about not a brand new manufacturer, but a new entry to the roster of manufacturers in Star Citizen. This is from the latest episode of Inside Star Citizen, and we are going to talk about Mirai. So here we go.
We have a lot of
Let's
ships and
listen up
vehicles in our
to
game
the devs
now.
right here.
We're getting very close to, if not over 200 now.
That is insane how it's growing. I mean, we're talking about the variants as well, right? But it's something that I talked about in the video that I made last year. How new manufacturers now would perhaps be more relevant than adding new ships to the manufacturers that we have right now, especially since some of them have really a ton of different. Attacked by a mosquito here. Since a lot of them have a lot of ships already, so it's nice to bring some extra diversity with even more manufacturer, and so that's definitely the route that they are taking.
Keeping brands with a consistent theme is important because it helps immerse you in the universe. You see,
And it's the same with cars, you know. Cars usually now have different manufacturers have different themes. You see that in big groups like Stellantis, for example. Like Peugeot would make, your boring regular commuter cars, and then you would have something like Maserati who would be more luxurious cars, and maybe you would have also Alfa Romeo who made a sportier type of premium cars. So yeah, different manufacturers, different type of vehicles, and we don't get to see now car manufacturers making a mix of different things. It still remains in Japan, but it's more the exception compared to the overall trend, and that's also what we are going to be seeing here in Star Citizen. And one of these manufacturers is obviously Misc, which has a bunch of industrial types of vehicles, and also they have racings and fighters, and overall you don't really get to pinpoint what Misc is all about, so that's why it's great for them to be branching out.
a ship of a certain style and role, and you go, that's that manufacturer. And having consistent brand and manufacturers helps players give that initial read on what that vehicle is going to be. If they start branching out into every category under the sun, it sort of dilutes their visual identity and also their lore background. So having brands and sub-brands or entirely different brands helps strengthen that narrative. You look at it, you know, hey, it's that brand, it's going to roughly do this thing.
Very good. So the future of Misc. Let's have a look at what this is going to be about.
So this was kind of a journey that started back when we introduced the Misc Razor.
Yes. The Misc Razor always felt very strange in the Misc lineup. Is like, what is this ship doing here? That's what I've always thought, and I'm glad that they are addressing that
underneath the Misc brand. And so we created this lore for them that one of the CEOs of the company had a real passion for racing. And so he kind of charged the company with coming up with their own version of the racing ship, which ended up being the Daedalus. And while that didn't quite take the Murray Cup as that CEO had hoped, a couple years later, the Razor came out and it was another attempt at them.
I would love to see that old racer from Misc as well.
And charged by the creativity that came out of developing the Razor, especially.
It's a great ship if you want to go in a straight line. That's what I'm going to say.
When paired with their
it looks pretty badass
technology sharing program, they created a new division in the company, Mirai, pushing the aesthetics and the devotion to quality that Misc is known for into bold new directions.
And you see that that's what I said, right? It makes sense. We see that a lot nowadays with cars. For example, there would be Dodge and SRT, Ford and Shelby. You would have Renault and Alpine. You would have Lamborghini and Audi and Volkswagen, right? So all of these big brands have different types of subdivisions that for different purposes, and you see that all the time. Like Honda and Mugen also. This is another of those examples as well. And so that's what we're going to be seeing here with Misc and Mirai. Same company, but different branches, different types of ships.
Mirai is essentially a performance brand, and performance is quite a wide-ranging category. So not only do you have things like racers come into performance, but also more militarized and very obviously military-focused ships as well.
Now, perhaps that's what we're talking about here for the next ship that's coming up.
So
probably
while
during Invictus,
Mirai
right?
might have gotten its start in racing, that's not going to be where it stops. There's a lot of possibilities for where we can take this brand in the future.
In introducing Mirai as a brand, it also gives us the opportunity to look back at the existing lineup of Misc ships.
Yes,
and
which is pretty much
reevaluate
industrial,
whether
right,
they
as you can
do
see.
still make sense to be in that brand, or move to the new Mirai sub-brand. And as part of looking at this, it was clear
It's a
that
great
the
shot,
Razor
though.
series was the ideal candidate to move
Yeah,
under
so-
Mirai as a brand.
So they are
As
going
part
to
of the
switch
conversation,
Mirai.
we were also
they're
looking
going to switch
at
the Razor to
Reliant,
Mirai.
and with its cool kind of hybrid cockpit and the way it rotates and really uses Xiantech, we were like, would this feel more appropriate as a Mirai ship?
No, it should not, because the Reliant is more like the starter ship from Misc, right? And so it's a ship that people are using for deliveries, or just going from place to place. Eventually, you can also stack a few boxes there. I think you have jump seats too, so you can use it as a mini dropship. And yeah, there's the Tana eventually, but it's not a great fighter. It has a lot of guns, but that's basically all it has. So probably not.
And going back and forth, it really was feeling more as an industrial workhorse that would fit better under the Misc brand. So the Reliant
There you go.
and the whole lineup of those ships will be staying with Misc. What kind of excites me about Mirai as a brand is this idea. We've seen this kind of blending of human and Xi'an technology already.
That's
in Misc,
actually
and
what
one of
makes
their
Misc
charges
unique.
is going to be taking it even farther. So the idea of these human ship designers looking at this Xi'an and saying, where can we take this? So it'll be really exciting to see what directions Mirai can take the
Bring in some
grounding that Misc has
fighters.
provided them and take it even farther.
Pure fighters with GN
So that
Tech.
was a little bit of info about our latest ship manufacturer, Mirai. I'm very excited for them. And if you want to learn more about...
Now, before I continue here, something I'm a bit concerned with is when we talk about performance, premium, usually it means more expensive as well. So probably the marketing team, I suspect the marketing team might have had a say about the direction they're taking here so that they can make even more money, right? We'll see. We'll see how much of a powerful ship this new Mirai ship
new
is going to
brand
be.
and the ships they're developing. Make sure to join us at Invictus.
We will.
So
I think it's
what
going to
did
be
we
straight
learn
to
this
flyable
week?
as well.
Well, we learned that there are about 15 new derelict settlements, each with their own
Yes.
look and narrative that are being added to the standard.
Now, the reason why I did not talk about it in this video is I'm not that interested in derelict settlements,
in
but
subsequent patches
they look cool.
and provide new opportunities for gameplay across the surface of its planets and moons. And that there's something new in the future of Misc when
Yes.
Mirai arrives at Invictus next week.
Good.
What is it? They'd be furious if I said.
They'd be furious if they revealed the Fury. But we do have some really... Oh, look at those guns. Very nice. Looking pretty big indeed. But it's from a close-up, so a small gun can look big from a close-up. But we can take a look at the cockpit that kind of look like, say, a cockpit of a Reliant. So they're using those cues here. Maybe it will be rotating. Yeah, it definitely looks like it has the rotation mechanisms. Oh, nice. So it has the little Mirai thing here. Logo that definitely looks like Misc. Yeah. It's definitely going to be a ship that will rotate. You've got the thrusters here that are very Xi'an on the side. Oh. So it kind of is how it looks like, right? It's basically a TIE fighter. It kind of looks like one, right? And I like that. I love this. This is pretty cool. And this makes me think I'm going to have to find new ships for my Star Citizen Wars if this is like a TIE fighter.
For insights.
All right. Well, we're definitely going to be checking it out next week during the Invictus launch week. I will be grabbing a few that I will be giving away over the next couple of months as well. Speaking of giveaway, guys, check out the main channel as well. We got massive giveaway there too every month. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been Irad. I'll see you guys later.